Welcome, friends, to another episode of Monster Lore, where today we uncover the mythical origins of the whimsical and mischievous spirit of the forest. In a forgotten corner of the world, nestled between mist-covered mountains and endless rivers, lay the land of monsters, a magical realm where dreams and nightmares live side by side. Among these fantastical beings was one particularly strange, charming, and mischievous little creature, Labubu. Long ago, before Labubu had a name, the forest spirits decided it was time for a change. For too long, their clearing had been nothing but work, tending to the trees, the animals, and the balance of nature. No laughter echoed through the leaves, no songs were sung to the sleepy streams, and no joy adorned the flowers. The spirits missed the simple pleasures, the carefree delight of existence. And so they gathered at the foot of the oldest, wisest tree in the forest, determined to find a solution. "We need someone," said the spirit of the wind, "a tiny friend to bring laughter back to our clearing." The spirit of the water nodded, "Someone who can chase away the gloom and fill our days with glee." But who? Who could be both playful and kind, gentle yet spirited, strong yet unassuming? As if conjured by their thoughts, a butterfly alighted on the tree, its wings shimmering with every color imaginable. "What do you suggest, little one?" asked the spirit of light, intrigued by the creature's beauty. The butterfly fluttered closer, whispering secrets only the wind could carry. It spoke of a twisted root deep within the earth, a knot of ancient energy slumbering beneath the forest floor. With a final flourish, the butterfly disappeared, leaving the spirits to ponder the cryptic clue. And so they delved deep into the heart of the earth, where they discovered a root unlike any other. It writhed and pulsed with a power both wild and untamed. Carefully, they wove their magic around it, shaping it into a small yet sturdy form. The spirit of the mountain imbued it with strength. The spirit of the river gifted it with agility. The spirit of the light blessed it with wisdom, while the spirit of the stars bestowed upon it curiosity. Finally, the spirit of the wind caressed it with laughter, imbuing it with a playful, mischievous nature. When it stirred, it was unlike anything the spirits had ever seen, a being of pure energy and mirth, with sharp ears to hear the forest's whispers, big eyes to marvel at the world's wonders, and a toothy smile that could light up the gloomiest day. They named him Labubu. But Labubu wasn't like the wise old forest dragons or the noble beast kings. He was curious. He was bold. He was wild. He pulled pranks on owls, painted strange patterns on sleeping bears, and swapped berries for pebbles just to see what would happen. Sometimes he'd leap into clearings and giggle as the fireflies scattered, their twinkling lights painting the night sky. Other times he'd hide under mushroom caps, popping out with a squeak to startle picnicking rabbits. At first, the spirits watched with amusement. Their creation was imperfect, yes, but perfectly real. They loved his antics, how he chased butterflies just for the joy of movement, how he befriended grumpy trolls by tickling their noses until they snorted with laughter. To them, Labubu was a masterpiece, a reminder that joy could be found in the smallest, most unexpected places. But one day, while chasing a rainbow through the clouds, Labubu wandered too far. He stumbled upon a place shrouded in fog, the cave of the forgotten. Here, dreams discarded by children huddled in the shadows, their laughter echoing sadly in the mist. Driven by his insatiable curiosity, Labubu slipped inside. Inside he found thousands of dreams, each more fantastic than the last, but all abandoned, all alone. And in the center sat a dusty old doll, its porcelain face cracked, its velvet dress torn. The doll was Zuzu, a relic of a time when magic was believed in, but now forgotten. Labubu, unable to resist, reached out and touched her, hoping to awaken her like he did the sleeping dreams, but this was a grave mistake. The Cave of the Forgotten was a place of lost magic, a realm untouched by the whims of the forest. and something stirred within its depths. A wave of energy surged through the cave, enveloping Labubu. When it subsided, he felt different. His ears drooped, his eyes dimmed, and his smile faltered. The magic of childhood had been bestowed upon him, a blessing and a curse. You see, the forest spirits hadn't just created Labubu to bring laughter to their lives. They'd made him to be the keeper of joy, a role that required constant playfulness, eternal youth. But by touching Zuzu, Labubu had broken the delicate balance. He was now forever cursed to remain a child, forever small, forever curious, forever mischievous. The spirits sensed the shift in Labubu. They felt the weight of his grief, the dawning understanding of his predicament. They couldn't bear to lose him, not to darkness, not to despair, certainly not to solitude. So they gathered around him, weaving a new enchantment, a pact that would bind them all together. Labubu, boomed the spirit of the mountain, you are a part of us, spirit of the forest, forever wild, forever free. And with that, they bestowed upon him a task, a mission to venture beyond the protective embrace of their clearing, to seek out the forgotten corners of the world, to bring joy to those who had lost it, wonder to those who had ignored it, and laughter to those who had forgotten it. It was a heavy burden, but Labubu, ever the hero, ever the spirit of the forest, accepted. And so Labubu set off on his journey, forever young, forever curious, forever a little bit mischievous. He slipped into dreams, appearing as a lost teddy bear or a friendly monster under the bed, encouraging children to believe in the impossible. He popped out of toy boxes, startling unsuspecting shoppers in busy stores, reminding them of the magic hidden in everyday life. He danced on rooftops, painting the town with laughter and light, chasing away the shadows of sadness and fear. His pranks were legendary. Once he herded cats into a bakery, turning the place into a purring pandemonium. Another time, he swapped the sugar for salt in the local cafe, creating a storm of sour faces and confused smiles. He delighted in the chaos, reveling in the joy of giving. Whether it was a pinch on the cheek or a whisper of nonsense, he spread happiness like confetti, embracing the beauty of imperfection. As he journeyed, he wasn't alone. He met creatures like him, beings born of dreams and fears, figments of imagination and echoes of bedtime stories. There was Yizzy, the dragon who collected lost stars, Kacha, the mischievous imp who played tricks on lazy wizards, and Fufu, the enigmatic witch who brewed potions of pure imagination. Together, they formed a peculiar family, bound by their shared existence between reality and fantasy. Some whispered that they were figments of Labubu's imagination, while others claimed they were real beings, forgotten by the world, but cherished by the heart. Whatever the truth, they became known as the monsters, a menagerie of whimsy and weirdness, each more enchanting than the last. Then came Kasing Lung, an enigmatic artist who roamed the world, seeking inspiration in the mundane, magic in the ordinary. He drew them, these monsters, capturing their essence on paper, immortalizing them in ink. Some said he saw them first, stumbling upon their hidden realm, while others claimed he created them, bringing them to life with a stroke of his pen. But all agreed he was the one who introduced them to the world, sharing their stories, celebrating their existence. And so Labubu and his friends became known throughout the land, not as creatures of nightmare, but as icons of joy, symbols of the strange, the wonderful, the truly unique. They were the reminder that in a world that often forgot magic, there was still room for wonder, for mischief, for laughter. Labubu, the spirit of the forest, forever roams, forever bringing joy, forever reminding us that in the forgotten corners of our hearts, there's always room for a little bit of whimsy. So listen closely, my friends, to the whispers of the wind, for they may carry his laughter. Look up in the night sky, for a shooting star might be his grin. And when you find a four-leaf clover, know that somewhere nearby, Labubu is playing his eternal game of hide and seek. Because once you meet Labubu, you never forget him. And that concludes the tale of Labubu, the eternally mischievous spirit of the forest. Remember, friends, perfection isn't always what it seems. Sometimes the most beautiful things are the most imperfect. Laughter is the sweetest melody, and a little bit of mischief can go a long way. If you enjoyed this story, please don't forget to leave a like and share it with a friend. Until next time, keep believing in the magic of imperfection and the joy of a good prank. Thank you for watching.